Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. Today we're going to be trying out the Ikitursa, the high DPS fit that I've made for the T6 Firestorm Abyss. It's just an amazing filament to do if you're actually able to get a fit that can do them. The Firestorms, they're just so damn cheap, cost basically nothing to do. And you're going to earn so much ISK power, absolutely the most profitable one. But that's a big if you are able to get a fit that can do them, get them to survive in a reasonable amount of time. One of the things that makes Firestorms particularly painful, not only because of the, boosted armor, so enemy NPCs, they have more HP to get through, but it's also particularly because they have the thermal damage reduced, especially for Cruiser Abyss. This is problematic because in the Abyss, you have the Kikimora waves. The Kikimora waves can kill cruisers pretty easily, especially when you have low thermal resistance, because they do a lot of thermal damage. And they can spool up the insane amounts of DPS, those Kikimoras. So they will have buffed armor because of the, the HP bonus from the Firestorm, and they will also do a lot more damage due to your thermal resistance being reduced. So they'll hit hard. Another one is the Martial Wave. Those are generally speaking known for being pretty difficult for cruisers, and they also do a lot of thermal damage as well. So those two waves, that generally speaking are quite dangerous, are going to be amplified to be even more dangerous in the Firestorm Abyss. So there's many reasons for why they are pretty cheap filament. They're just in general, you'd say if you want to do Abyss on hard mode, you do Firestorm filaments. But for the Ikitursa, it's pretty good because it does thermal damage, so we will be doing, generally speaking, a bit more damage. And then also that we have got then armor pool, which is nice to have a bigger armor pool, so we'll have less likelihood to get one-shotted by, wrecking shots. And then also that we have very good thermal resistance. The highest resistance by far is the thermal resistance. So I really want to get this fit to be able to do the Firestorms T6 ones consistently, because it'll be just absolutely amazing. Because if it is able to do them consistently, then I will want to take this on Tranquility. The two waves I worry most about, or maybe even three waves, is the Lucid Deep Watcher wave due to time. The Quad Deep Watcher wave takes a lot of time. Kikimora wave just to sheer amounts of DPS, and also the Martial wave due to DPS, but also me having to come pretty close. Because the thing is, Martial waves usually aren't particularly problematic due to them having how you say that they have a very easily kiteable. But when you have to do a lot of DPS and you want to get close, right, with the Ikitursa's guns, then you're going to have a bit of issues, because then you have to get close and you will take a lot of damage. Here we've got some Kikimoras, so there'll be a good, one of those waves I told you about that could be problematic. We're going to get a good idea here if we will actually survive or not. So we'll see this, we're going to take out this ghosting guy because it's going to be a bit annoying. And then maybe we'll go for some of these Tanglers afterwards. The thing is with the Kikimoras, you can kite them pretty easily, but I worry about the time it will take to kill them. Let's kill this guy too. The remote reps, a lot of remote reps come from those incoming, those Drakovacs. Okay, we're taking full DPS here, so we're going to want to probably get close. Those Augmenteds do help a bit, so that's nice. Let's get a bit closer. You can see they're taking quite a bit of damage there. Big volleys going on. Definitely big volleys going on. Let's get close now, because they were taking full damage, and we want to be able to use Occult, because it's problematic when we're using Mystic. A lot slower is what it's going to take. We've got Deviant Automatic Suppressor, I believe, as well. Everything's taking damage, so it's also making this a bit more harder. Hopefully we can kill the Kikimoras before they kill us, because they will kill us if we do not kill them fast. Okay, there we go. Take out these guys. Going to provide a bit of remote reps to our hammerheads. There we go. Shoot this Kikimora. Good thing with the Mystic is you have some really good range, so it's difficult for them to get out of range. Get a bit of remote reps. We want to probably recall them as well after this one. Let's lock up some more Kikimoras. Let's recall our drones because it's too hot for our drones currently. Okay, I think the DPS is actually cooling quite a bit, so that's good. Let's get to these guys over here. We're also gonna, spool up a bit of DPS, so it's good. Whew. Let's see if we can Webify him. Now we're in occult range, so that's nice. Pretty decent, actually. Pretty decent. I was worried that we were going to get slaughtered, but it seems to be working out pretty good. Oh, do you see those augmented hammerheads? They took a lot of damage. Let's go for occult now. Better tracking and DPS. I know we've spooled up a bit of damage, but it's usually almost always worth it to switch your damage to the occult, even if you are out of range somehow. We've got a Tachyon Cloud as well. Oh, do not want to go in the abyssal depths. Going to be very Unfortunate, and he gets out of range. Perfect. Come on, just die. Kikimora. Ah, he's using the tracking disruptor on me as well. It's annoying. These guys are sort of bouncing out of range due to the fact that the Kikimoras, they like to do that. They like to kite, and also they like to... There's, I think, there's speed cloud as well, which is making it a bit more problematic. So we're sort of going to have to go in with our Mystic over here doing crap DPS, but hopefully we'll get through it. Hopefully we'll get through it. These Drakovacs are also going to take a bit of time, which is annoying. Let's go for our Hammerheads. We need to do more DPS. This is stupid. Lock up these guys too. There we go. Take out these guys. Lock these guys up, please. Let's give a bit of more reps. Stupid Automata Suppressor. Really, like, I hate that thing. So annoying because we don't got a whole lot of HP. Hammerheads are pretty squishy drones naturally, so it is a bit difficult, you know, trying to get these guys to survive here in the abyss. Okay, let's take out these guys now. Occult Webifier 2. Good. We'll put a bit of more reps on this guy now. Full HP, so that's nice. Okay, we'll probably want to have our drones actually go even on these Drakovacs, to be honest, so we can split the DPS. It's always good to split your DPS when you're using the Ikitursa to speed up time. Time is not particularly good now. These Drakovacs are pretty tanky. Maybe we want to go for the... Actually, we want to use our Occult or Disintegrator on these big guys, because we want to have as much time spooled up as possible. These guys are gonna... These Kikimoras are gonna die pretty quick. And there's no really reason to go for them anymore. It's just one Kikimora. We tank perfectly fine. We want to just kill these Drakovacs now, quick. Okay, not doing good for time. Not doing good for time at all. And unfortunately now it seems like the remote reps of the Drakovacs are so high that my drones are barely able to even get through this Kikimora, so that's really annoying. Yeah, this is really bad. Look at that time. We maybe should, I don't know, it's a bit annoying that I should have probably used my drones a bit more. I'm a bit uncertain what I could have done better here, because this is a really bad time what we've got going on right here. Really bad. Probably going to finish this room in 7-8 minutes. Not acceptable, not acceptable for T6, because we will die if we get 3 rooms that are like that. And look at that Kikimora, he's not dying still! Okay, after this guy, this Kikimora is going to die. Look at that, remote reps are just too high. You really have to focus on the Drakovac ways, because I think all the Drakovacs, they do good remote reps naturally. And then you got on top of that these Kikimoras. I think they've got also pretty good remote reps. Get closer, please. We've got the Tachyon Cloud throwing me away from these guys. Ah, I got spooled. Stop the spool. We're gonna just have to take out this stupid Kikimora. And this wave is stressful. Okay, good. Go for this guy now. Have the drones, because we want to split. I think we wanted to do a split of DPS so that we get as much time spooled up as possible, because I don't think there's a whole lot of remote reps going on. And we can even stop with these remote reps from ourselves, because there's no need. Please, I just worry about the boundary box, you know. Boundary box is going to be problematic. So 6 minutes on this one. They went down pretty fast, not too far slow, these Drakovacs. They have pretty high resist, I think. Not too high. They can take a bit of time to get through, especially in Frigate Abyss, but I mean, it's decent, it's decent. Okay, and we want to maybe have this guy now soften up this other Drakovac over here, get his shield down. That's good if we soften them up a little bit, you know. Their shields don't recharge, so it is a bit of time saved in that regard. Okay, give this guy a bit of remote reps. He needs remote reps too. How much DPS are we rocking? 600 DPS, okay. And we want to make our way towards the transfer conduit too. Let's see. Now we've got Tachyon classes, that's nice. With the time, 7 minutes, really bad time, really bad time. Do this 3 times and we will die. Due to time. Ah, and he's out of range too. We want to get towards the transfer conduit because you do not want to waste time in that regard, but it is a bit of time wasted just due to the fact that we're going to be doing low DPS now. Let's see if we can get through this one. We may have to activate Pyrolancer. Let's activate Pyrolancer because it is not good. These implants that are in there, they're just because of the fit I've got on the test server that is got implants in. I've already got my clone that's got implants in. I just happened to put a double amount of implants. Okay, recall drones please. Recall drones please. We're going to do a lot more DPS now. my drones! No, my drones. It's like the other side of the galaxy. Okay, get in there. There we go. Okay, what did that? A little bit later. Over 7 minutes. Really bad time. Really bad time. We're going to have to get lucky here to survive this. Oh, look at that. A lot of rogue drone battle cruisers right there. I thought for a second that it was the... And Drakovac again, but it's not. Okay, there's a lot of them though. Like, what is that? So many. I worry that if I use my drones, these guys are just going to snipe my drones so hard. Let's go for the embers because they do thermal damage. Probably should do for the strikes actually because they have like what is this? No, I'm still stopping targeting. Okay. We want to probably kite at occult range, just a kite around them, sort of. That's what we're probably going to have to do. Strike grip is one we want to go for because I've got very low kinetic resistance. I mean, the thermal resistance of the Ikitursa is reduced, obviously, in the site, but still, the Ikitursa has a naturally really good thermal resist, so it's really it's still better to go for the strikes that do kinetic damage. So we're going to sort of have to kite like this. This is good. We're going to sort of kite like this and go around. And do a lot of DPS, hopefully. Yeah, 500 DPS already. There's a good applied DPS as well. Go for this guy too. Webify him just to make stuff go a little bit smoother. See, we're taking a lot of damage right there. Why? How did he go out of range? Okay, good. Good, good, good. Move around. Oh, look at that tornado over there. It looks so cool. Why am I stopped shooting? How did he didn't go out of range, didn't he? I've got like 18, 19 kilometer range. Okay, good. Let's just keep it range 15 kilometers like that. 15 kilometer, keep it range. There we go. We can even set the default. Maybe no, just manually do that. Okay, so I think this will go pretty fast, this wave. It seems like it's going pretty fast. I do not want to risk losing my augmented hammerheads because these guys are basically going to one-shot them, I think. Yeah, I think they will one-shot them because these guys almost one-shot Gila drones, and Gila drones are much more tankier than these guys. Maybe keep it range at 10 kilometers, to be honest, because we're going to maybe bounce out of our range then. Keep it range 10 kilometers, and we'll also be able to use our Webifier, making everything so much better. Keep it range, and we've got tracking speed script as well, so we've got some insane tracking going on. Gonna get some big hits, but we've got grazing there, unfortunately. Maybe keep it range at this guy. Come on. Okay, we're taking big hits right there. You saw that big hits when they're close, and especially if they land wrecking shots. These guys, it's very annoying when they land wrecking shots when you're in the frigate abyss. Like, they'll just pop your ship straight away. But we're still tanking like a boss, this Ikitursa. We want to probably stagger our reps a little bit. So when this guy is at half HP, then we, you know, use the other rep. Okay, good. Seems like we're getting through these guys pretty easily. Not too bad, not too bad. How much damage do we do in total? Like, look at this. We get some pretty decent DPS, but when we include the drones, unfortunately, we're not able to include our drones here. Tachyon clouds, again, messing us up. Probably want to just approach them at this point, because they're just going to go out of range. It's really annoying. Okay, approach him, approach him. We can have enough DPS tank to survive these guys anyway. Keep a range of maybe 5k to keep transversal low. Ooh, wrecking shot. You saw that? You just popped like that. Keep a range 5k. So that's really what the Pyrolancy is for. I have it there just to use get the DPS boost in case of the worst case scenario that I would to get, you know, like a really bad spawn. So yeah, 630 DPS without any spool at all. So that's really good, just because of the Pyrolancy are giving us so much DPS boost. But you have to remember that Pyrolancy is a very potent one. Costs a lot of ISK, that one. But it's definitely a lot less costly to use that than lose your ship. Okay, so good. I mean, got 7 minutes left. Hopefully it will get through this. But it is pretty stressful. It is pretty stressful indeed. Nothing like the Gila, which is a very stress-free T6 ship, especially when you got good skills and implants. Let's make our way towards a transfer conduit. Overheat this afterburner a little bit as well. Get a bit faster. Come on, come on. Come on, come on, Iki, you can do it. minutes and 40 seconds. I'm thinking also maybe this could be able to do the gammas, because the gammas have low explosive resistance, and I mean, we don't do completely explosive resistance, but we do a lot of explosive resistance. And there'll be a lot less issues with like really tanky waves. The only one will be really Charybdis Tyrannus, but Charybdis Tyrannus is anyway no issue for the Ikitursa, since you'll get spool out damage to so high degrees. So maybe this would be a good candidate for gammas, to be honest. Gammas do though cost a bit more than the Firestorms, which is a bit annoying, but still. It'll be definitely should be faster than the Firestorm, I think, at least. Okay, come on, shoot, please. Look at that tracking disruption going on. Insane tracking disruptor, but we've got Webifier, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. 9k, basically half our range is gone. Let's use the augmenteds. Need to use a bit of augmented drones. Have them go for the Vedmak over here, just to soften him up a bit. Soften up the Vedmak. Maybe we could go for the have the drones go for the Damavix. Nah, the drones are gonna make it so that they're just gonna get remote reps so hard, so that we can't even, you know, kill them. It's just gonna be a waste of time, waste of DPS really. Have the just drones soften up this Vedmak. That'll be good. Can unlock these Damas, because the Vedmaks are really the main issue, or the things that could potentially kill us if we let them spool up enough. So we'll go for this. Start shooting this guy, and he's taking a bit of damage, this Hammerhead over here. Yeah, it doesn't seem like any issue. Like, look over tanking so good. Our armor's barely dropping at all. He needs a bit of remote reps, this Hammerhead. Good, good, good. Oh, we should have used our Webifier, actually. 5 minutes left, 5 minutes left, 5 minutes left. Okay, we'll probably want to start locking up these stupid Ghosters, because they're going to make it a lot slower to kill the rest of them, since they're making our... I think they make our tracking worse. Yeah, they do make our tracking worse, and then they also have the reduced range. Just all in all, it's going to be a lot worse time if I have the Ghosters on the field. So directly, we're not going to want to kill those Ghosters after we have taken care of the Vedmaks. Can probably, in fact, just move towards the transfer conduit right there, so we can just get to it straight away. I mean, this would have been even slower if we had a minus 50% thermal resistance, so that is a really annoying too. A really annoying thing as well. It would have been even slower potentially if we had been a bit unlucky on the RNG. Okay, go for this guy now. And I think I want to focus fire here with the drones, just because of the remote reps is going to be so annoying. When it comes towards the end, like when all these Ghosters are down, then probably I'd want to use the... And I'd want to use the split DPS, but here I want to use the focus DPS, so when there's a lot of remote reps on the grid, because it's going to make my remote reps a lot less efficient. Well, this guy is taking a lot of damage, so I think we can take him out maybe. He is getting a remote rep, but we can still maybe kill him, I don't know. Be able to kill him maybe? Can even use maybe the Webifier so that my drones will hit better. Come on now, come on. Drones, you can do it. You can do it, drones. Got some good tracking going on as well. The tracking pylon. Make it go a bit faster killing these Damas, so that'll be nice. We could even move into Blue Cloud, but I don't like relying on Blue Cloud in these tests, because that's like a lucky thing, you know, that I found a Blue Cloud. Maybe there's nothing saying that it has to be there all the time. So we're just going to try to pull a bit of range right here. It's just annoying because I sort of can't really pull enough range and still hit them with all the ghosting they've got going on. See that? We're very lucky that we had a tracking pile in here. It's going to make it a lot faster. Ooh, this Hammerhead needs reps. Help me, AC! Help me! Help me, please! Okay, double reps on this guy. There we go. Now the damage are falling. Good, because we've got a bit of range, so we can sort of get the transversal up a little bit. Or the transversal down. Good. Die damage. And then we'll go for this guy afterwards. Maybe when this guy is dead, then we can split DPS a bit. Or the ghosters. We've got a blue cloud as well, so it's going to make it a bit easier too. But we are, as I said, very lucky. We're very lucky that we managed to find a blue cloud and a tracking pylon. Like, it's a nightmare for these damas that they had to face my Ikitursa that already has good tracking with a blue cloud and tracking pylon. Okay, let's take out this guy and put the drones on this guy now. You can stop with the remote rep, we don't need it anymore. Get towards the transfer conduit. Okay, good. These damas are actually even pretty big hitbox. They have they're like a frigate that has a pretty big natural hitbox, so it also helps a bit. Okay, let's move to... Or at least that's what someone in the Abyssal Lurkers channel said. I don't know how true that is. I haven't personally checked the files, how big their signature radius is. Okay, so you can see here now my drones are able to get through the sky because there's a lot less remote reps on grid. So that's really good. Like, you can, these drones are single-handedly taking out this starving Drakovac over here. But time was not good. I mean, look at that. 1 minute to spare. Really not a good sign for the Ikitursa. And we also had a minus 70% thermal resistance. It could have been a minus 50%. But we got a minus 70%. So there is a high likelihood of get the minus 70% in T6 compared to T5, I've heard. And I also feel like that in my experience as well. It's a lot more common to have the minus 70%. Very rarely I find a minus 50% resistance type. But sometimes I have, but it's a lot more rare than in the T5. So verdict here, I guess the Ikitursa seems to be pretty decent, but you definitely need to pilot good, and you also need to be very wary of the time. As we saw here, we finished with only 1 minute to spare. Not at all, like, doesn't feel at all comfortable considering we're using a very expensive fit here. And if we're using a really expensive fit doing this Abyss, we definitely want to have a really high completion time to be able to earn back our ship in a, you know, a reasonable time and actually earn some profit. So this is not a good sign for the Ikitursa, but I still feel like there's potential there. Definitely for the T5s, but for the T6, I know it'll be a bit risky sometimes. But piloting could have also been a bit better, like there in the Kikimora wave. I felt like I could have been a bit quicker. Maybe I could have gone for the Drakovacs first, since there weren't a whole lot of Kikimoras. Like, I went for the Kikimora straight away because I was worried about my tank, but it didn't seem like my tank really had any issues in the Drakovac wave. The Kikimoras did hit hard for a few hits, but they didn't seem to be posing too much of a threat. So maybe I should have gone for the Drakovacs because a lot of remote reps would have been off the grid pretty quickly there. I think like I would have had a lot of time to spool up and kill those guys pretty quickly. So I don't know. Maybe I could have changed my target priorities there. I'll see. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed this video right here. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.